Good evening. I've got a really cool tackle talk for you all tonight. We're going to go over some of the really unique and cool baits that I've received from my friends up north recently, being the Canadians, not the Minnesotans, further north than Minnesota. Anyway, we're gonna go over these with the tackle talk. There's some really cool stuff. I've been fortunate to be a part of a couple of groups, and very fortunate to be lucky enough to win a few of these baits on my own. But we're gonna break these down, talk about how I'm gonna use them and what I'm gonna use them for. So the first one, this is the Buckhorn Baits Bob Sled. This thing is just super cool. The camera doesn't really want to focus on it. There we go. Just a really cool silver and kind of white pattern. Should work anywhere. I put the Droptine little teaser blade guy on there, which I think will be awesome on this bait. My buddy KV absolutely loves these things. He got his biggest on one of these in Minnesota. We even got the bat technology there, which is great. If you know, you know. And yeah, I'm really excited to use this. I've had really good luck on the white / silver color in the past, and got a little red action there for the gills, which is awesome. But it's getting later in the fall. Dive and rise is key, so this one is probably going to go in the box for this weekend. Next on the list, we have the Lummox Lures Dreadnought. If you follow 54 or Bust, you have seen the underwater / not underwater of this, kind of it chopping along the top. It's got a ton of noise there with this middle blade thing. We got a teaser blade underneath. I don't have any hooks on this yet. Again, some of these baits I've received rather recently. I'm just trying to get this stuff out because I think these things are so cool. They just need to be shared. So again, these things are just absolute works of art. I love the pattern here. The only way it's going to look better is once it's got some teeth on it. So again, just a really cool bait. Tons of noise. It's got some metal clickers and stuff. Again, I don't want to give too much away with the bait without you know, not knowing the bait maker all that well in this situation. So it's got a lot of grind. It'll be something that I will use probably in place of a prop bait or something of that nature, mostly just because it's got such a large prop and a large profile. So really excited to use that. We've got a couple of others here too. On the bucktail front, I don't know how many of you guys listen to the Ugly Pike podcast, but Pete Bosselman was on recently, and I grabbed a couple of baits from him. These are his take on the J8. Again, if you know, you know. But just a really awesome tie here. I love the white. I've grown to like the white a lot. Johnny's wife, I picked up a blade from her this fall, and the white has just been absolutely killer for me. Just a really awesome blade. It's put my biggest fish in the boat so far this fall on it. So again, having some confidence in what you're throwing is just fantastic. The fluted blades, it just offers a different kind of presentation, different kind of grind down there. So really looking forward to throwing this one. It's gonna be awesome, especially I think if I make it back to Canada. This one's another Pete Bossman Tie, Bossy Tie, if you will. We've got a little bronze and red. This thing just, again, these blades are just an absolute work of art. They're just so cool. I'm so privileged to be able to throw some of these blades. Again, yeah, just super neat. Really looking forward to chucking these up north in the North Woods. The fluted blades, per the usual, offer something just a little different. My camera's not wanting to focus. There we go. Just offer something a little different than your normative stuff, and the skirt, there's just a lot going on there. I mean, that's a big profile, so you've got different blades and a larger profile to really set yourself apart as far as the blade program is concerned. A lot of guys you know, go to their tried and true stuff, which is fine. But at the same time, having something a little bit different that those fish aren't necessarily used to seeing is always going to give you an advantage, in my opinion. So we've got the dive and rise, we got the top water, we got the blades. Let's hit another top water quick. So Adam from Topline Baits just keeps cranking out the bangers. Here is his take on kind of a hog wobbler style. Let's see if the camera will focus. For whatever reason, it wants to find my face. Hog wobbler style lure. This thing is just awesome. It's got kind of the jitterbug lip, prop tail. This thing is going to grind, it's going to rattle, it's going to shimmy, it's going to shake. I know that during the Nestor Falls Musky Cup, I believe this was when one of these prototypes was tested, and it did pretty darn well for that gentleman. So again, just a really cool bait. Really looking forward to throwing it. And again, especially in the North Woods, Canada, wherever, it's really hard to beat the black, gold, and orange combo wherever you're at. So something else that is worth noting is just how large that profile is. You know, so that thing's going to be throwing water, it's going to be moving water. You know, those profiles are really hard to beat. I've just like absolutely smoked the table with my elbows. I'll edit it out if it's too loud, whatever. Moving on to some other top lines. The Dipstick XL. This thing has been just an absolute monster for me this year. It has been a ton of fun throwing Adam's dipsticks. These things have been crushing for me in the North Woods. Looking forward to throwing them this fall. Again, this one's got hooks. It's going straight to the box. This one's got a little bit wider profile than those other ones that I've been throwing, which is totally fine by me. I think on some of these bodies of water, that wider profile will be good, and hopefully maybe bounce off the timber a little bit better. I may risk it for the biscuit on this one. I mean, I think that as far as the fall goes, it's too good of a color, too good of a profile not to be trying to crush some of these fish on this thing. I mean, that pattern, that black and chartreuse perch is just, how do you not throw it? I mean, how do you not? So we're gonna throw him in the box. I'm gonna try and get him crushed tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome. It's fall time. They're really on the chew, so hopefully we can make some stuff happen. Probably the one that I'm most excited for, however, the one that I probably need the most particular situation to throw is Adam's brand new Dipstick XXL. So this is like the double XL version, 14.5 inches of just pure musky madness. We got kind of a Suick style tail on there to give it a little bit more wobble, throw some water. I mean, his paint jobs are just ludicrous. This thing is just insane. You know, I wish that I could get up to the big pond this fall. I'm not sure it's going to happen. It will happen at some point, and when it does, this thing's coming with. So, just an insane pattern. I feel very fortunate to have won this bait in a raffle. Again, I've had people tell me that it's like, well, the bait finds the right owner. So, if that's the case, this one definitely did. And again, I know that some of these baits that I am able to win, not everyone has access to. I get it, but at the same time, having a good working relationship with some of these bait makers, for example, you know, I was spending money trying to get baits in Adam's raffles because, you know, even winning these baits, yeah, as fortunate as I am to work very closely with Adam, he's an awesome bait maker, awesome dude. At the same time, I'm spending money in his raffles to try and win more baits because I know how effective his baits are. So I also know that not everyone has access to those raffles, to those things, and I get it. But I just wanted to show off just all of these really cool lures. Again, it's just one of those things where getting teeth marks in these baits may diminish their value in the eyes of some, but for me, I think it's only going to add to their overall value. I mean, they're just so cool. Like, how do you not throw them? They're just so cool. They're so unique. Just awesome stuff. Those guys in Canada just build them a little bit different. So fortunate that I don't have to go to the Musky Odyssey in Canada to get some of these baits, but unfortunately I have to pay Canadian to US shipping rates. So if any of you have ever done that, then you know what I'm talking about. But I cannot thank the bait makers enough. I cannot express how fortunate I feel to work hand in hand with these guys and have access to these baits when some people do not. But I'm also not gonna not throw them just because I have an advantage that someone doesn't. So I really enjoy having the advantage of these baits and being able to work closely with these guys. Their baits are awesome. They're works of art. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this tackle talk. We've got plenty of stuff on the way. I've got a really awesome giveaway coming up that I will probably film later tonight, and I cannot wait to get some of these baits that I've had access to into the hands of all of you and give you the opportunity to potentially win some of those baits that I have been having success with for, you know, the last couple of years. So anyway, stay tuned for that. It'll be on its way, and with that being said, good luck on the water this fall. Time is dwindling, but hopefully you guys can crush a giant, and I'll catch you in the next one.